Thanks so much for watching here on your Thursday at noon. I'm Brooke Hash. Hurricane Melissa, now a Category 2 storm, is moving toward Bermuda after tearing through the Caribbean this week. The storm left at least dozens of people dead, leaving behind a path of destruction. ABC's Rena Roy takes us there.
Drone footage shows the widespread devastation in Jamaica. Streets turned to rivers, cars submerged in water, trees snapped in half, and piles of debris scattered around. The Prime Minister declaring the entire island a disaster area.
Yesterday was horrible, horrific, terrifying, the worst day of my entire life, the worst experience of my entire life.
A resort guest taking this cell phone video showing damage around the hotel, their room also flooded. ABC's Ike Ajachi in the storm zone.
The town of Santa Cruz is completely devastated. A wall of water and rock came from the mountains right through the center of town, destroying everything. Getting back to normal will take months.
Most of the island is without power, the U.S. now stepping in to help. The State Department sending several dozen disaster relief workers who will help with search and rescue missions. The U.S. military also expected to airlift food, water, and other critical supplies to remote areas. Tourists like Alexis and Taviana still stuck with airports closed, some sustaining damage.
At this point, we don't even mind if we go anywhere in the U.S. We just want to get a flight off the island.
Cuba and Haiti also hit hard. Heavy rainfall and flooding destroying roads and homes.
Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Bermuda could also see hurricane conditions tonight as Melissa passes by and stays out to sea. Matthew Willoughby, we know this isn't really going to affect us here at home, but still a lot of people on the East Coast and in the Caribbean taking a look at this. Just catastrophic.
Yeah, absolutely been catastrophic for a lot of areas into the Caribbean and now possibly for at least a Bermuda as well. So still holding straight that a Category 2 hurricane. So this has not died down much, honestly, from a Category 5 hurricane. Still saw devastating impacts and still seeing likely impacts, still holding on as a Category 2 hurricane. It's starting to move a little bit quicker now, northeast at 24 miles per hour, but we're still tracking this as of right now. Where it's expected to go, places near Bermuda still possibly going to be impacted by this as a Category 2 hurricane by tonight, eventually making its way further north as a post-tropical cyclone heading towards the northern Atlantic. Right back here at home, though, still dealing with the cloudy skies, but I promise you, we'll see that sunshine as we head towards this evening. Overall temperatures, a cold one, upper 40s in most spots. Mitchell at the warm spot, 50 degrees, 52 in Jasper, but really right here in Louisville, 48 degrees. Overall, let's look at the next 12 hours. We'll see those temperatures warm up just a little bit into the mid 50s, but we're cooling right back down heading towards the overnight hours. That max HD radar still shows a few showers out into places like Newcastle, heading up to Cincinnati along I-71 for this morning, up to Madison as well. Just some light showers on the way for us. Overall, we'll begin to at least get away from these showers finally as we head towards the afternoon hours. But as you look at the rainfall, didn't really see some heavy rainfall, really just steady yesterday that was light. We saw just about a half an inch of rainfall in Louisville. Some areas, though, closest to Campbellsville, saw about 2 inches of rainfall. That bus stop forecast heading home, going to be a cloudy one with partly cloudy, mostly cloudy skies. And temperatures right around 53 degrees. As we look ahead for tomorrow, big day tomorrow, the Halloween forecast. I'll be timing out if it be a cold, wet, or dry one coming up in just a few minutes. Back over to you, Brooke.
All right, Matthew, thank you. Here at home, questions of whether elected leaders can do more to fund food assistance as SNAP benefits are set to run out after tomorrow. One Kentucky state representative is even floating the idea of a special session to meet the need. Isaiah Kim Martinez and photojournalist Jessica Farley are seeing the real struggle firsthand in Hardin County.
Canned goods like pasta sauce are in high demand at St. Christopher Parish's food pantry. The ripple effects of the government shutdown are on display in Radcliffe, Kentucky. What kind of strain does that put on the communities around trying to fill that need?
Well, it tears at everybody's heart.
Parish Secretary Kathy Jordan tells me they served meals for 120 families this past Monday, a noticeable uptick from the summer.
One was a government worker, and she said, I shouldn't even be here, but she said, I'm not getting paid. And so she was worried about having enough food for the household.
Some of those people, she says, were seniors who were just notified they won't be getting their SNAP benefits starting this Saturday because of the shutdown.
One of them even brought one of the letters in, and they were worried. They're scared.
The growing call for help stretches over to Fort Knox and those military families left in limbo.
90 people have rolled through that have never said I need before.
Amy Grimm is the founder of Warrior Warehouse, which with help from the Red Cross runs its own food pantry located on the Army installation. Grimm says they've seen demand spike 100%, and she's heard some folks have had to drive off-site to get their medicine.
They are worried that they can't get to and from their house, which is a short distance, get what they need because they don't have enough money to pay for the gas to get off posts to try to shop downtown on the economy.
She attended a roundtable discussion in Hardin County, hosted by Republican Kentucky Congressman Brett Guthrie, to talk about shutdown impacts. He continues to blame Democrats for voting no on the House's short-term funding bill. When I asked if there's anything Republicans can do to help folks without SNAP benefits, he mentioned an idea proposed by Senator Rand Paul just days ago in Louisville.
Well, we could fund a smaller spending bill. I don't know if that's what the Senate would accept. I don't know. We tried to separate out different parts of the spending bill.
In a virtual news conference this week, Governor Andy Beshear said this.
The sad part about this is there are emergency funds that are right there. All the Trump administration has to do is say, we're going to use them.
Well, State Representative Nancy Tate floated the idea of a special session in Kentucky to help those losing SNAP benefits. The governor would have to call it, and in a statement to WHAS, a Beshear spokesperson said he is willing to meet with any legislator on possible ways to help families. Environmental groups are also concerned the Kentucky Public Service Commission ruled on LG&E and KU's request for new generators that would power data centers. The utility companies got the go-ahead this week to build 2 natural gas generators. Our reporter Travis Breeze broke down the decision.
Primarily to power data centers that are expected to come to Kentucky, regulators approved LG&E and KU's request to build 2 new natural gas combined cycle generators. NGCCs emit less CO2 than coal plants and also create energy from the steam byproduct. The Public Service Commission denied their request to extend the life of a coal unit in Louisville 4 more years until 2031. The utilities have said this generation will cost over $3 billion. The PSC also warned the utilities about the dangers of data centers not coming to help pay for this generation, saying in its press release, the PSC admonished the utilities that if load growth does not materialize as anticipated, LG&E/KU will be expected to hold to their statement that they will not build the facilities approved in the order if that is not the least cost option.
I appreciate that, and I hope the PSC actually holds them to it. This $1 billion plus of investment was based upon a speculative load.
Andy McDonald is with the Kentucky Solar Society. There's one data center under construction in Louisville near Rubbertown, but it doesn't have a confirmed tenant or electric service agreement. In a statement over email, LG&E said it appreciates the PSC giving them approval to build the 2 new gas plants for, quote, all customers and new economic development growth. In Louisville, Travis Breeze, WHAS 11 on your side.
The Public Service Commission still has to rule on the utilities' request to raise your bills in an effort to protect the grid from extreme weather. The decision on whether or not to change rates should likely come in March. Well, that discussion comes as more data center debates rage on here in Jefferson County, specifically around the zoning requirements for data centers. And that includes a building currently under construction off Dixie Highway. Metro Council's hosting a series of meetings as it tries to figure out what these new zoning rules would look like. Last night, William Houston showed up with plenty of other concerned residents at the Southwest Regional Library.
What I would hope to see would be something that does fit into the built environment, right? Something that doesn't look like a huge monolith in the middle of someone's neighborhood.
Now, there are 2 more sessions left to attend. Both are next week. The first Monday at South Central Regional Library, Tuesday at Parkland Library.